everybody, welcome to PinTheQ podcast. We are here with Chief Michael from Stafford Township Fire Department. Manahawkin, right?
Manahawkin.
Okay, Ocean County. So, Chief, thanks for coming on to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
Everyone else on Facebook land is excited too. They've been waiting, anxiously waiting for you to come on. And now you're here.
I'm here.
So, current chief, right?
Current.
Cool. And how long have you been chief?
3 years.
3 years in here in Stafford.
Correct.
All right. So, how did this all start, Chief? How did you become a firefighter?
How did I become a firefighter? Well, I've pretty much was born and raised, grew up in this building. You know, my dad, currently life member.
Oh, cool.
My mom was president of the auxiliary for quite a long time. I can remember when this building wasn't here. I have lots of family. My uncles and my cousins are involved in this company. And then my grandfather on my mother's side was a firefighter in Woodland Township and actually started that fire company out there. So it was my grandfather and my uncles out there. So I've been around it my whole life.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So as a little tyke running around. And Woodland Township, that's Burlington County,
Correct.
Right? Okay. And that's, what's that firehouse all about? It's small.
Very small.
Right.
Very, very small. I think it's 2 bays. I remember it as 2 bays, 2 very old trucks.
Right, right.
Not a lot of members, and I think it's that way still today.
Wow. So you got here to Stafford, right? So how old were you when you got here?
I've been in Stafford my whole life, but let's see. I originally joined the Ladies Auxiliary when I was like 20, 21.
Oh, so that's how you started, auxiliary.
That's how I started.
Oh, cool.
That's how I started, and I was in the auxiliary. My kids were small, so I wanted to stay on that, on the auxiliary, but always wanted to help out. Was always here. We were always here as kids. And then in 1999, I joined the other side.
So you partied like it was 1999?
Absolutely.
In 1999. That's
Yep.
Awesome. So you joined in 99, and you went to Ocean County Fire Academy?
Correct.
Okay. What was that like?
It was tough. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was the only girl in my class.
Okay.
A lot of young people, a couple chiefs that are local. We all went together. Doug White, who was chief of Ship Bottom, we were together in the academy, graduated together. A lot of people around, that are still involved. It's great. It was fun.
It was fun, yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot being the only girl, but I wasn't going to let that affect what I was doing. So
that's good.
Yeah.
And you kind of had a little bit of head start, I guess, knowing that what this was all about when you got in there.
I did.
So that helped you, right?
I did. Yeah, absolutely.
So you graduated in 99?
I graduated the academy in 2000. I joined here November 1st of 1999. Graduated the academy in 2000.
So tell me what it was like at the beginning. So you're a firefighter now here in Stafford.
Right.
I mean, it was a lot different then, right?
Different, yeah.
Right.
I was not the first girl to join Stafford.
Okay.
Amanda was the first girl. But I think we had it a little differently because we grew up in this building.
Right.
Because our families were here. Amanda's been here. She's a 3rd generation in Stafford.
Oh, wow.
So I think it was different for us because we weren't really outsiders and everybody knew us.
Right.
So I think that was an advantage for us.
Right, right.
I never not felt welcome here. When I joined, everybody was very supportive. Everybody was positive.
Oh, good.
I was thrown on the truck like, let's go. If you want to do this, let's go. I do remember one specific call in the very beginning, before I was even out of the academy. There was a fire in Barnegat, and I remember going, and they made me get in the front of 01, one of our old Macs, and I sat in the middle the whole way up, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, they're actually letting me go, It was good. But it was always like that,
right.
For me. I never, ever felt different.
Or like an outsider.
Right.
Or anything, yeah.
I was always treated fairly. I was never really the outsider, the outcast, or the girl,
Right.
So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, because you hear horror stories from other places, and everybody had the same kind of experiences you did. That's good.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
that's
cool.
really good. So you're a firefighter, then how does it become? You want to become an officer now, right? So tell me what that was like.
You know, I really don't even know how that all happened. I think my goal was I just wanted to drive one truck. I just wanted to be able to drive one truck.
Right.
And as I kind of, you know, I was lieutenant. I don't even know how long I was lieutenant. When I got to captain, I was like, oh, this is cool.
Right.
You know, because our rules are in order to be a lieutenant captain, you have to drive an engine.
Okay.
So my dad took me out on one of the trucks that we currently have. He made me go to Beach Haven West, and I had to go to every single cul-de-sac in Beach Haven West.
Yeah, I've been down those roads.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Yeah, so if anybody knows Beach Haven West, I spent quite a long time learning to drive. My dad took me out every weekend, made sure that I knew what I was doing. So once I became a driver lieutenant, I got to captain. I thought that was cool.
Right.
Like, I loved being captain. Everybody says captain's the best position. I agree. You get to go inside, you know. That was the best position ever. So, but I had good people with me then, you know.
That certainly makes a world of difference when
Absolutely.
You're coming up, you get the right people with you.
Absolutely.
That's good. So you're captain, and then it becomes what? What do you next?
Then I became assistant chief,
Right.
and that was good.
That's certainly a different dynamic, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. You're still kind of inside, but outside and learning, you know. And again, I'm around all the time during the day, so I really got to go on calls,
Right.
you know, be around, start to learn how to run a call. But again, I had good people, you know, above me, below me, around me, so
Right.
I was thankful for that. I think I was assistant chief for, I think 2 years. I did assistant chief, and then I went to deputy.
So now you're deputy chief, and now like things are getting real, right?
Yeah.
You're starting to think about, wow, where am I going now?
Yeah. Yeah, like, what was I thinking?
Right.
You know? Like, who wants to do this, you know? I was thankful. I mean, it's great. I did enjoy it. I've enjoyed my whole time doing all of this. Again, I had good people behind me, good people in front of me, and just the support that I had was great.
Right. So let's go back 3 years when you become the chief. You're the chief of the fire department.
Mm-hmm.
And you thinking back to when you were in the academy and you were just learning about becoming a firefighter. Now you're the chief of this department. And this is, anybody who doesn't know anything about Stafford Township or Manahawkin, it's a busy house.
Very busy.
Busy company. I mean, you know, you're well over 500 already, right? So well over 500. I understand 600 calls.
Almost 6.
Yeah. So tell me what that's like, being the chief of a busy company like this.
It can be a lot. There's times where it gets to be overwhelming, you know, because it's not just about running the fire calls. It's doing the drills, keeping everybody together, dealing with, you know, mayor, council, things like that. I think my position is a little bit different because being fire official for the town and being chief all in the same, you deal with a lot. It's 24/7, 365.
So it's interesting you just said that, because you brought me to my next question, which is that you're a fire official, that's your full-time job.
Correct.
You're a fire official of Stafford Township. So not only are you the fire chief, but you're a fire official, and I don't think a lot of people understand that that's two completely different
Correct.
things, right? I mean,
Correct.
most people kind of encompass that you're a full-time fire chief.
Correct.
And that's not the case.
That's right. And a lot of people think I just drive around all day, wait for fire calls.
Wait for fire calls, right?
Yeah.
Not realizing how much
They
responsibility you
have
actually
no
have.
idea. People have no clue, you know. Oh, you know, you go to do an inspection or something. Oh, you know, she works for the fire company. And it's like, you try to explain the difference and the responsibility. And, you know, this town it's a big town.
It's huge, yeah. Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many inspections we have and all the new stuff that's coming in. It's constant.
Right.
You know, you have to kind of, to get away from it, you have to go to an island and turn your phone off and pray they don't know where you are.
One of the things I like about Stafford is that it's huge. It's a big town, but you really get that sense of community here. It seems like it's very family oriented.
Tight knit.
It is. It really is
It
tight
is.
knit. I've noticed that my time here, that everyone seems to really want to be engaged with each other, which is nice.
It is. It is.
You know. So as a fire official, tell me something about what are your responsibilities as a fire official?
All the commercial buildings, educational, healthcare, You know, it's our responsibility, fire prevention. We do a lot of fire prevention programs, seniors, kids, you know, the schools, things like that. Really the biggest thing, I think, is relaying to the fire department if there's something wrong with the building.
Right.
You know, there's times we'll go into a building. Last spring we had an issue with a roof, one of the commercial buildings. Right away, the officers of the fire department are made aware. Don't put anybody on the building till we know what's going on. And you know, even when I'm done being chief, that will still happen. That's my responsibility.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a huge asset to the fire department in your position.
You know, knowing the ins and outs of the buildings, I think, has been a good thing.
Sure.
You know, relaying all the information, what's going on, what's going here. Vacant buildings, you know, getting the vacant buildings that are in the middle of some tenant fit outs for drills and things like that. Yeah. So it's good.
Yeah, acquired structures are always always really good training.
Always.
You know, you get to break things. Everyone likes to break things.
Yeah, it's great. It is.
All kidding aside, though, I mean, you know as a chief that the RIT training is phenomenal when you get an acquired structure.
Right.
Just firefighter survival, you know, just your everyday firefighter. You know, everyone thinks it's all RIT. And your everyday firefighter, the guys and girls are going in and these attacks, and you get caught up in there. You need to know how to get out of that situation.
Absolutely.
You know, and you can't just rely on the RIT team to come to get you. You got to self-extricate.
Correct.
And I know that you're big on training.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about changes you've made since you've been chief.
Changes. Well, I think one of the biggest things that I did was, and it's about all of us, but, you know, the Captain Buccio program is big to me, and I pushed that here.
Right.
And one of our members actually did go to the Buccio program and got called back.
Wow.
And if he didn't go back, he probably wouldn't be with us today.
Wow, no kidding.
You know, they found a lot of problems, and he went and he had surgery, and everything was corrected, and he's well today. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing. I mean, we're all under stress, you know, all the time.
Right.
You never know what you're dealing with.
Right.
And I think it's important that we take care of ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad to see you're progressive with that, because, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people aren't taking advantage of that program.
That's right.
And everything's free.
It is.
You know.
How many times can you say it's free? You just have to drive there.
And it's actually free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah, it's good.
So you're a fire official. You're someone helping you out?
Yep, I have 2 part-time inspectors.
Okay.
I think one you'll be speaking with, maybe. Just recently retired from Passaic.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Chris Freeman. Yeah, he's very good. We have another part-timer.
Okay.
He's a firefighter in Cranford.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
good. So when you're not carrying 1 million pounds on you, like between the fire official and Stafford fire chief, what are you doing with yourself?
well, I have a granddaughter.
Okay, that's exciting.
You know, I have a little granddaughter. She'll be 19 months old. And I would love to spend more time with her, and that's coming,
Good.
my family. Very active in the CrossFit world.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
I was getting to that. So
I'm in the process of becoming certified to coach.
good for you.
So that's...
Yeah, so if you don't know about the chief, she's also an avid CrossFit enthusiast. And I've seen a lot of the stuff that you post, and it's inspiring to a lot of people.
It's fun. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good. It's like a challenge. I love a challenge.
Good. I noticed that about you. You don't like to mess around.
No.
So tell me, if there's a girl out there and she's really on the fence about becoming a firefighter, and what challenges they may face or how it may affect them outside or socially, tell me a little bit about that for you coming in as a female firefighter. What were some of your expectations or obstacles?
I think some of the obstacles when you're a female, and especially when you become an officer, like people don't know how to act around you, and it's socially,
right.
Everywhere you go, look, she's the chief. Look, that's the chief of the fire department. Oh my gosh. Like you go out with a bunch of friends and people are like, oh, she's the chief. But they won't say hello to you. You know?
Right.
That's kind of silly.
Right.
I want to know the community. I want to know the people. Like, come up, tell us. You know, I always say, you know, come to the building. If you see the doors open, come to the building, learn. Learn about the fire department, you know. Learn about the people who are getting up 24 hours and 2 o'clock in the morning going to a call. You know, learn about that.
Right.
Come help out.
And this is 100% volunteer.
Absolutely.
And it's it's busy.
It is.
It's super busy here. I mean, you can go 6, 7 calls a day sometimes. And
yes, you can.
Trying to keep people motivated, and how challenging is that?
It is. It's very challenging because, like you said, there's times you have 6 or 7 calls. Then you'll have a couple days where you have nothing.
Right.
But then it's, you know, day 3, you have 2 o'clock, 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, and you have to go.
And what I notice is a little different about this particular company is the police department. They use the fire department quite a bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, for a lot of different aspects,
Absolutely.
not just fire calls. I mean, and so I like that that dynamic that you have. Tell me a little bit about your responsibility in that building that relationship.
Well, I mean, I work with them, you know, in town hall, and as far as fire prevention goes, you know, I have a very, very good working relationship with the police department. I'm also part of emergency management.
Okay.
So I deal with Chief Delane all the time.
Good guy.
Great guy.
Yeah, Chief's awesome.
Great. I can't say enough about Stafford PD.
Right.
I mean, they're the best. All of those guys, they're very good to me. But we do have a great working relationship as far as the fire department, police department, EMS. We all have a wonderful working relationship, and I just felt it's important, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
You get more done. If something's going on, they know what's going on. They keep me informed of different things. I can't even tell you the working relationship. It's just the best thing ever. I have a lot of respect for all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you mentioned EMS too, and I noticed that they're on all these runs.
Yeah,
And
they are.
They're there no matter what it
And
is.
they run about 2,000 calls a year.
Oh yeah, they're busy.
Strictly volunteer.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got their hands full.
They do.
They're always out.
they do.
You know.
And they're great guys. They're great guys and girls. You know, they have a lot of new members, so that's good. It's a busy town. Very busy town.
It is. So, how many calls have you been on with Dad?
Oh my gosh. Lots.
Do you remember your first one?
With my dad, I do. I actually do. I was new, and it was Tonnisson's over by Causeway Marine.
Okay.
There was a structure fire, and we got to the top of the bridge, and I remember seeing the glow.
Right.
My dad was driving, and I think John Goslin was, he was the officer.
Okay.
And I was in the middle, and over the bridge we go, and it was like, you know.
You
like,
start seeing that glow.
oh my gosh, you know. And I remember pulling in, and, you know, they pulled the line, and my dad's pumping water, and I was like, oh wow, like, how cool is this?
It's like the real deal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was fun. And then I remember my first one as being an officer. You know, my dad was driving, and I have to tell him where to go. And, you know, my dad's a quiet guy. He's
Right.
like, you know, laid back. But I remember the first time, I don't remember what the call was, but we went to the call, whatever it was, and I think I told him what to do, and he just looked at me. You know, it's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my dad and I, like, we kid around every day, and,
Right.
you know.
I'm sure he's very, very proud of you.
I'm sure.
You know, to be in the
Yeah.
position you're in, it's awesome. And you know what I like the most about you being chief is that, you know, I had an opportunity to see you as chief and work under you, and I got to tell you, I have a ton of respect for you.
Thank you.
And I speak to a lot of different firefighters throughout, you know, the county and out of the county, and anytime your name is mentioned, it's always the same response. Oh, she's phenomenal. Oh, she's great. She's phenomenal.
That's
so,
funny.
you know, to have that type of reputation speaks volumes about the way you are and, you know, what you bring to the table. I think, you know, you don't give yourself enough credit. You never say enough about yourself. I'm telling you, you're well respected in the community.
Well, I appreciate that.
And you know this industry is tough.
It is. It's
You know,
very tough.
It's tough. So
It's very tough.
all you have is reputation, and it carries you.
It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it's definitely good stuff. So, I mean, everyone around here too. It's, you know, more people are excited about your podcast because I think they want to know what you're going to say.
I don't know what I want to say. You know what? I'm very lucky.
Right.
I will say, you know, thinking back about things that have gone on, and like, I'm very lucky.
Right.
I'm very honored to have, you know, gotten this far. It was never my plan.
Right.
This was never my plan. But I really am. I'm very lucky. I'm very thankful. And, you know.
Tell me about the culture change since you started. You started in '99.
I did.
So how is this place different?
How is it different?
From when you started?
I mean, it's always been a tight-knit family, you know, and that's one thing. You know, you have your family, but then you have your firehouse family.
Right.
And even though we have family members, it becomes different.
Right.
You know, and like your firehouse family, they're always there, just like your family, but it's a little different. I don't think, I guess, you know, back then people were maybe, I'm not going to say they were respected more, but maybe, I'm trying to think of the word I want to use.
Yeah, it's,
you know, maybe addressed differently.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I'm not the type of person that, like, you don't have to come up to me and say, you know, hey, chief. Like, I'm good with, hey, Heidi, what's going on, you know? But I think maybe that has gone away.
Absolutely.
You know, a little bit.
And I think that's just not here. That's across the board. I mean, you're starting to see, you know, fire companies trying to get that back.
Right.
You know, and obviously that's kind of the premise of this show. I'm trying to bring some of that back,
Right,
some of
right.
the culture back, and some of the traditions that we have. Like, it's so cool here that there's, you know, 2 pieces of apparatus.
Yeah.
One's a 51 Mac. That's 4731.
Right.
And then this is a 2015
15,
Pierce.
I think, yeah. The new 31.
So it's kind of cool that you know, that I'm able to bring these here to show, but it kind of rings true to my message about the tradition. Like, you have to harness your traditions and stuff. And I
Right.
feel like some of the senior members in the department kind of, they're not respected like they used to be.
I agree.
You know, and that's it's a shame to see that. You know, I'm glad to see that you just had your probationary members that are in the academy.
Yeah.
Wear different color helmets now. That's good.
Yeah.
Right. So you're on a fire scene, and you can see they're different from everyone
Correct.
else, and then they're not
Correct.
getting mixed in. Because I think if you're a probie and you're out, and the chief or somebody grabs you in the heat of the moment, says, "Hey, go do this, go cut the roof," they're going to go cut the roof.
Yeah.
They're not going to
Yeah.
go, "Wait, hold on, chief.
Right.
I'm not to the academy yet." So
Right. Yeah, they're eager.
So that was one of the changes you just made, right?
Yeah, yes, we did that as the chiefs,
Right.
as the 3 of us made that decision. So I think that's important. You know, I never I was the chief and I'm going to make the decision. I've never been like that. I always, like, they always knew what was going on, and we made decisions together.
Right.
And I think that's important,
Well, I think that's why you're so
you
respected.
know.
It has a lot to do with it.
There are times, though, that, you know, I made a decision and I stuck with my decision, but all in all, I think it's important, whether I'm the chief or the deputy chief or the assistant chief, we're the chiefs.
Right.
We make the decisions together. It's always important. Everybody always knew what was going on. If I was going out of town, you know, whatever was going on, they knew everything. And
Right.
I think that's important.
Absolutely.
That's what makes things work.
Tell me about your line.
My
Your line right now. Your captain, your deputy chief.
So, Bill O'Neill is the deputy chief.
Okay.
He's been with me the whole time. He was the assistant chief when I was deputy chief.
Okay.
Jason Spizak is currently the assistant chief. He's been with me the whole time. You have John Fuji, who is captain at the sub.
Yep.
Chris Lawton is, Chris Lawton was actually one of our junior members when we first started the
okay.
junior program. And he's come through, and he's now a lieutenant.
That's awesome.
And then downtown at the main station is Kevin Catalabowski. He's a lieutenant.
Awesome.
And then we have a couple engineers
Right.
and fire police.
And you still have auxiliary?
We do. We have a ladies auxiliary, very supportive,
Wow.
do everything they can to help us,
Yeah.
which is great.
Everyone here is always trying to pitch in and help.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's
You know,
awesome.
it's what it's about. It's the firehouse family.
It's awesome. So what's back there? What's on the back of that truck?
Well, that's Daisy. Yeah.
That's Daisy?
I was lucky enough to be a part of this truck when
Right.
it was being spec'd out. And we went to, you know, Wisconsin to do the truck, and we all laughed, and I was like, you know, I'm a part of this truck, like, there needs to be pink. I've always, in my whole term here, I've always said, you know, there has to be pink, just because it's a girl. It's not even my favorite color. And I always said, there's got to be pink, you know, there's got to be pink. So when we went to Wisconsin to check on the truck, you know, we would take pictures and send them. And I made a comment. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to post on there will be pink. And I did post it. And then we all agreed to, you know, put the pink on the truck.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
That's cool. So I named her Daisy.
That's Daisy?
Yeah, that's Daisy.
Yeah, so if you noticed, I had to put the camera right at the perfect angle so you can see Daisy on the logo on the back of the truck. That's awesome.
She's cool.
That's the flight that Spizak enjoyed so much.
Yes, yes.
He loves to fly.
Yeah, no. That was fun. First time he ever flew.
Oh, it was the first time he ever flew?
Ever flew. He had never been in an airplane.
Oh, I wish I was there just to see that.
It was fun.
He was like B.A. Baraka should knock him out before you put him on a plane.
Exactly. I think we even had a couple drinks before we got on the plane.
That's good.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a great time. You know, it's great to be a part of this stuff.
It is.
You know, I did 2 trips to Wisconsin. When we refurbed the 15 truck, I got to go out there for that, and then for this. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's just cool stuff, you know, to see a little piece of aluminum.
Turns into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So I was very honored to be able to do all that. And the truck is great, you know, it looks great.
It's a nice piece. It definitely is. It's got a lot of equipment on it.
Mm-hmm, it does.
So what are the plans? What are the plans for Chief Heidi?
So what are the plans? Finish the year, you know, I want to finish on a good thing, keep everybody safe, you know. Hopefully we won't have any more big calls. It'll kind of be a quiet end of the year.
You know that's not going to happen.
I know. I know. I think there's a nice vacation in my future.
Okay.
You know, I haven't really been away. But I think I want to finish my master's degree. I put that on hold while I was chief because there's just not enough time in the day.
No, definitely not.
I'm just finishing the emergency manager project.
Oh, good for you.
Which is, if anybody ever has the opportunity to take that, take it. So much is learned. It's a great thing. And then I think I'm going to, you know, finish the master's degree and see what happens.
See where that boat takes you? It's good.
Yeah, no, nothing definite yet, you know, take a little time for me.
And you're going to do some CrossFit training, right? You're going to start training?
I'm going to start coaching, and I'm doing a little bit of coaching now, but I didn't want to make a full commitment, so January I'll start coaching.
I know you really enjoy that.
I do. It's like mental health to me. It's like, you know, there's days, like today I'm a little sore from this morning, but, you know, I have a great coaches.
Right.
And, you know, we're going to be growing and moving to a new building soon.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's good. I always see you posting the videos on there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always good stuff to see.
It is.
The time you go is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who gets up that early?
I know.
I've tried so many times to get up early and go to the gym. I have to go at night.
You know what? With the way it is around this town, if I wait till the afternoon,
that's true.
It's not going to happen. Like when we had the Universal fire the other day, I was en route to the gym.
Yes, Universal.
And I never got there. Lost a shoe, but.
So let's talk about Universal.
Universal.
Came in as what?
Came in as a working structure fire. The front of the building, I believe, is what they said. And we were just down there maybe 10 days prior doing the inspection. And I believe, you know, I looked at, they always have pallets. I mean, it's a lumber yard.
Right.
And they always have pallets near the front of the building. So when I was going down, the county was saying, you know, the front of the building's on fire. I'm like, oh my God, it's all those pallets. Here we go, you know.
Right.
But it wasn't a big fire, thank goodness. If it was 4 hours later, it would have been a totally different story.
Yeah, no one saw that. That would have been that'd have been a problem.
No, that's a very quiet end of the town, especially now with the off season. But guys made a great stop.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
phenomenal.
great stop.
Yeah,
it was
good
awesome.
Stuff. Yeah, I mean that was literally textbook firefighting.
Yeah.
You know, you got your engine crews making entry.
Yeah.
The tower ladders going up the vent.
Yeah.
You know,
they were setting up the pond because we don't have water down there.
Right.
You know, so calling the tankers. I mean, this is the stuff we trained for with these ponds. You know, we've trained for that.
Right.
So it was good. 9,000 gallons of water there in no time.
Yeah.
And
you didn't use any close to that. right? I mean, you use any.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I mean, you use water, but obviously
Yeah,
not a lot of it.
I think the only water that was really used was off the 51.
Right.
You know, so that was great.
Yeah.
They did a great job knocking it down.
It was good too, because at the time there was so many people around, and
Yeah.
it was like.
Well, we had a couple calls, like that was one of the
Right.
days that we were running back-to-back
I
calls.
think that was a 6-call day or 5-call day, if I
Something
remember.
like that, yeah. And
Yeah,
we were
running.
here. I was here filling out the report from whatever the call was before, I don't even remember. You know, and I believe everybody heard the county, you're not gonna like this one, yeah.
Right.
You know, so, no, everybody did a phenomenal job.
And pre-arrival for that job, and there was a lot of smoke showing.
Yeah,
it was
there was.
heavy
Yeah.
smoke too. So you know, you knew you were going to work.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember the deputy chief had me and a crew coming around the back of the building. We checked for extension.
Right.
And as soon as we opened that door,
Yeah.
and that smoke was banked down all the way to the ground, I'm like, oh.
yeah,
I closed the door real quick. All right, let's mask up and go find this.
yeah,
It was working good.
it was.
I tell you, because I had an opportunity to go inside and also up on the roof, and just you could just see from the roof. I mean, what a phenomenal job they did. What a stop. And,
Yeah.
You know, it's almost the initial crew that vented. It was Spizak, Chief
Yeah.
Spizak. Their crew with their initial vent was right over the fire building.
Yeah.
You know, so it was perfect.
It was. Everybody did a great job.
Yeah. You know, and the other thing I'll say too was what I'm impressed about with you is it wasn't an hour after the call and you're already sending out a message to everybody saying, "Hey, great job,
Yeah.
good job." You know, and that's that kind of stuff is.
Again, it's important stuff, you
It is,
know.
it is.
You have to, that's just a way to keep everybody together.
Right.
And when I send those out, I really mean it, you know.
I know you do,
I went
yeah.
up to a couple people that day, you know, John Goslin was on the nozzle, and I was like, you know, kidding around with him, you know. All right, old man, but you did a damn good job, you
Right,
know.
right,
like,
right.
I kid around. I've known John forever.
Right.
You know, I have a lot of respect for him. He was an officer here for years, and he helped me get through school, you know.
Right.
I have a lot of respect for him. But everybody did a great job.
They did.
Everybody.
They really
Everybody
did, yeah.
communicated well. All the companies that came in, I can't ask for better stuff than that.
Yeah, it really was good to see everybody working together,
Yeah.
which is nice. You know.
It was good.
The one thing I'll ask you is, with all these new people coming into the firehouse, I mean, what's it like for you to see, because now you're one of the senior people in the firehouse now. I mean,
Well, watch what you're saying there.
I didn't say age, I said seniority.
You know what? Like we have 4 kids in the academy right now.
Right.
I believe there's 2 or 3 more coming in. That'll go the next round. It's actually cool.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a lot, though.
It
right?
is.
I mean,
It is. Like we haven't had new members in a long time.
Right.
You know, the poor substation. You guys are busting at the seam up there.
Yeah.
You know, but no, it's cool. It's like Saturday I went up to the academy
Right.
for the the probationary members to see how they're doing, and they didn't know I was coming.
Even better.
And again,
They should know you're coming.
and I think that's a great thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's important. You need to be there. You need to encourage them.
Yep.
Even if you're only there for an hour. I mean, I was there for a couple hours. I didn't say anything to them.
Right.
I just watched them,
Yeah, it's awesome.
and talk to the instructors, see how they're doing. It's important stuff. But the people that are coming in, it is different from when I joined, because these young families, they can't put in the amount of time that maybe we did 20 years ago.
Right.
It's a very different world financially for these families.
Sure.
So you want to do everything you can, encourage them to be here
Right.
as much as they can.
And what's impressive is, you look at the phone when you get a call and you're looking 16, 17, 22, 24 people.
It's a great thing.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's
I mean,
great.
you talk to other fire chiefs, I'm sure, and you hear some of their
Yeah.
struggles, and
Yeah, absolutely.
there's-
Absolutely.
you're not getting that kind of turnout.
No.
Some companies are getting, I'm not going to mention anybody, but 6, 7 people.
If you're lucky.
At 2:00 in the morning, you look at your company. You
Yeah.
look at, you got like 16,
I mean, there's
17
days.
people.
We have days,
Sure.
during the day can be tough.
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, we're good. I mean, we have about maybe up to 70 active members now.
Wow.
That's a great thing.
70?
Yeah, if there's a structure fire, where are you parking in the substation,
Oh my
like
God,
4 blocks away,
Yeah, it's literally 4 blocks away. That's good. No,
Yeah, no, it's good. And so there's like over 100 on the rolls. I mean, that's
Wow.
everybody. But I'm going to say 65, 70 active.
That's awesome.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's definitely not a bad
I
thing.
mean, you saw how many people were there the other day, and
Yeah.
and then
It was impressive just how many firefighter from Stafford, you know, were at that fire.
Right.
You know, it's nice when you're able to look behind you and you got a whole bunch of people coming behind you. That's a good feeling.
It is. It is. And then with these new kids coming in, it'll be even better.
Yeah.
You know, that's 6, maybe 8. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it's one obstacle, you know, that you already overcame is just your manpower.
Right.
So that's really good.
It is. It is.
So you're not going to be chief next year?
No.
Packing
My
it in.
term is up.
Your term is up. So what advice are you going to give the next chief coming in?
Well, I mean, we've all sat down and we've talked. I'll always be there to help them, do
Right.
whatever I can to help them. Just, you know, talk to each other. I think that's the key.
Yeah,
you know?
communication, absolutely.
Communication is key. I mean, I'll help them schedule training and, you know, different things like that. I'll do everything I can to help. I just, you know, I said when I took chief, I said I'm only going to do 3 years.
Wow.
And never expected to do 3 years, you know. But again, I'm a very lucky girl.
Right.
I really am. I'm very lucky as, you know, what's gone on in my career, and I'm very thankful. And, you know,
That's awesome.
I might walk away for a little bit, just for
Right.
a couple vacations, but
Well, you've earned
still
it.
be around.
You've certainly earned it.
Yeah.
Because you never really, like you said earlier, you really can't shut it off.
No.
You know, between your career in town and then the fire chief in town,
Correct.
you're always surrounded by it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you get the phone calls
All the time.
all the time.
All the time. I'm sure it's, you know.
How many? It's like the phone's on vibrate, so who knows how many
I
calls
know.
are waiting for you right
I
now,
know.
right? So, in closing, you know, you got to where you're at. You're the fire chief in a busy company. You're a well-respected chief, which is important. What advice could you give a female firefighter right now looking to do this?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Don't take any crap. Be strong. Just set your goal and go for your goal. That's, you know,
It's awesome.
that's it.
Because I think, I know you're not going to say it, but I think you're an inspiration to a lot of firefighters coming up. I mean, there's a firefighter in Beechwood. Her name is Delaney. She's phenomenal. And it's funny, she's almost like an old soul.
Okay.
You know, but she's very young. She just got on. She's a member. She went to the fire academy, graduated. And, you know, when I told her that you were coming on here, she was like so excited to watch this
That's
podcast,
cool.
to hear that she's, you know, you're a fire chief and you're a female. She was super excited about that.
It's cool.
And, you know, for me, I always say, man, it's just awesome to work under you because you know, you do a great job.
Thank
you know,
you.
you really do. And I enjoy being here. And again, everyone you talk to has the same impression. So it's good to hear. It really is. So I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for
I
having
hope
me.
you enjoyed it.
I did.
You know, we had a
I
good
did.
time
I'm
talking.
freezing.
So the picture, before we leave, you got to
Yeah.
talk about these pictures.
Oh, so I call this one, this is the family fire.
Okay.
That was a fire down in Beach Haven West.
That's,
And
that's well off.
it was, yeah. Well, there's a really funny video that actually goes with that, but
So where are you in this picture?
I'm second.
Okay, you're right here?
Yeah.
All right.
And the person in front of me is my cousin David, who's
Oh, cool.
he's a life member here.
Awesome.
But my dad's pumping the truck.
Okay, so it's the three.
So this is the family fire.
That's awesome.
You know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That was taken by one of the Stafford PD.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
They got that to you?
Yeah.
What's the other picture?
And then this is the one from my grandfather. The building in Chatsworth was dedicated to my grandfather.
Awesome.
He, like I said, he was the one that started that company.
Right.
And that was my mom's side of the family.
He actually started the company.
He did.
Wow.
He did.
And that was 1939.
Yeah.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
So that plaque is currently on that building.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, so you come from a long
I do.
line of firefighting,
Yeah.
which is cool. And before we forget, I could not forget, there it is.
Thank you.
The
Finally.
the sticker she's been asking me for a long time.
Where's my sticker?
I know.
Thank you.
All right, Chief. Thanks again. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, there it is. We finally got her here live for you. Everyone's been asking, and here she is. PinTheQ podcast. Thanks again for coming out. Don't forget to check out our website and also our YouTube page. Again, you don't want to miss this one. See you soon.